Hello from the Shanghai railway station. We are taking 2 bullet trains today, one in second class, the worst one, and the other in first class to compare the two. And in between we are making a little bit of a stop in Hangzhou because we have not experienced that city yet. We've been in Shanghai the whole time and we thought bullet train is the perfect way to go. The day's already starting off not so great. And it's not because we're in second class on the first bullet train and we have standing room only. It's because we actually missed our first bullet train. I guess everything definitely takes longer in China for us because we don't know all the systems and everything like that. So we thought the metro would be a little bit quicker than what it was, and that's our fault. But we missed it, so now we get to wait an extra hour and a half for our next train. But it's so nice because everybody's really helpful, and we actually got on a different train and we didn't have to pay an extra fee for that. They saw we already paid for a ticket and they let us get on a later train.
This train station almost feels like an airport. There's tons of like restaurants and like tons of places to sit, and there's shops, and there's a business class lounge. We are getting some food right now because we're gonna get food in Hangzhou. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but now that we only have a few hours there, we're not gonna be able to because we gotta rush to West Lake because that's like the most famous thing to see there. We've heard that this place is insanely beautiful, so we're really excited to see it for ourselves and a little sad that we don't have more time there, but we're gonna make the best of it. We really wanted a table and a seat, and the only place that had that available right now was Burger King, so we got some burgers and fries. Not very authentic Chinese food, but there is a ton of people here, so I think I'm gonna count it as a cultural thing, I don't know.
Yeah, not only are there a ton of people at Burger King, but just in general, the entire railway station. I mean, it is so packed. We're on the upstairs portion where all the restaurants are, but downstairs, there's just so many seats and it looks like they're all being taken up. So we just decided to come up here. I don't know exactly how the first train's gonna go because we're standing up, so we're gonna have to go to the right car and figure out where we're supposed to stand, but on the way back, it's definitely gonna be better than this one. And that's kind of what we wanted, to compare the two. And now we're off to go board our train. We have these receipts that they gave us when they changed our train, but I translated it and it said they weren't tickets for boarding. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. All right, so we got to our gate early this time and we got confirmation that they're gonna scan our passports, not the receipts that we got. Jenny's filling up our Burger King cup with some drinking water.
I am really excited. This is our first like full-length bullet train here in China. We did take a super fast train from the airport to Shanghai on our very first day here, but this is like our first full journey. We're in line to get on the train.
This is gonna be real interesting standing for an hour. At least it's only an hour. It's not really that long, so it'll be fine. They only sell a certain amount of tickets, so I don't think it should be insanely busy.
We're just the official greeters for this car. Welcome, welcome.
You having fun?
So much fun.
This is definitely second class. Third class. I'm really happy that they only sell a certain amount of standing room only seats because, well, not even seats, but that would be really rough if it was just unlimited. We'd be crammed in here, but it looks like we're just here with our 2 friends right now. So, not so bad. We did say we wanted to compare second class and first class, and, well, we're doing third class now, I guess.
I turned my standing room into a sitting room.
Well, we haven't had a great view out the window yet because we've been on the ground, so we haven't seen anything, but we just stood up and we can see some trees, some houses, apartments. Looks kind of cool out there. Oh, there's another train. Hopefully you were able to see that. There's another train passing by. I think the fastest we were going at one point is 150 miles an hour, but there wasn't too much distance between our stop and then this first one. So we have 2 more stops to go, and I'm sure we'll get a much better view on our way back because we'll actually have a seat.
It is really fun to just see like houses instead of like the huge apartment buildings that we've been seeing in the city, and just like some farmland too. It's cool to see like a different side of China than the big cities.
Well, this was a good first stop.
Going back down. Whee!
190!
That's so fast.
That's miles per hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is so fast. It feels like we're going really fast. What's the fastest we've gone, Jacob? Maybe like 130 on a bullet train in Japan?
No, well, on the maglev.
Oh, well, okay.
So the Airport Express in Shanghai, that one was, it wasn't going very fast, but it was like 188.
Oh, okay. But this is still the fastest then.
Well, a lot of people just got on at this stop, and so we're just standing next to a bunch of other people. There's also not a ton of space for luggage. Like, there's a little bit for your big luggage, and then if you want like your backpack to go up above your seat, you could do that. But if you're in a standing seat, then no luggage space really. So we made it to this gate, and I think we're supposed to scan something.
Thank you.
Okay, first bullet train complete. It was pretty nice, but we have more to say about that. But right now we're trying to get out of here to go actually explore a little bit of Hangzhou, and then we'll be back.
I am so excited to be in a little bit of nature. Everyone has told us that this place is just absolutely beautiful. It's the most beautiful place in China, so we are really excited. We're going to West Lake, and that's about all we have time for because we have to rush back to take our bullet train back to Shanghai, but hopefully it is as pretty as everyone says. And right now we're getting on the metro, 6 stops to get to the lake. Perfect timing. Wow, it's quite busy in there. We have made it to Hangzhou, and wow, it's a really big city. I know that Jacob told me that it was gonna be a big city, but I still kind of thought that it was gonna feel like more nature-y. But we're walking to the lake now. There's Jacob. The bullet train was so, oh my gosh, so bright. The bullet train was so cool. It was so fast. It got us here like so, do you know how many?
Just an hour,
yeah.
And it was really far. We got up to 192 miles an hour at one point. I don't know how far it is. I'll let you know later on in the video once I figure it out.
This area walking up to the lake is so fancy. There's an Apple store, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. But then it's so funny, like it's this huge fancy mall, and then I can see the lake and the mountains right there.
It has been a really peaceful walk from the metro station over here. There's really not too many people in a gigantic city, so it feels really nice. We came over here because everyone said that West Lake is the prettiest place to go in all of Hangzhou. So, I mean, it's so far so good. Let's just keep walking.
This definitely would be a really, really relaxing day to just walk around the lake, look at the mountains. There's little like tea shops along the way, tons of trees. It is very, very calm and peaceful. So yeah, if you want to get a little bit of nature with also having a city right there, this is definitely a good place to come. Here's a restaurant that is right over the water. That'd be a really, really fun place to eat. Thank you. Slushy.
We have no idea what flavor it is. Maybe mango of some sort. Or actually, it could be a lot of different things.
Is it slushy though? That's the important part.
Yeah. Still very sweaty. Well, not still, but I've been sweaty kind of all day. But that tastes pretty good.
I think it's like orange.
Yeah. I was
kind of
tastes
tastes like that Tang drink. Orange. It's like orange powder that you put in water.
But there's a little big crunchy pieces of ice in there, and
it's so good. Honestly, we just needed something cold.
Oh, it was like $4, but I think it was worth it.
If you do want to get out on the lake, you can rent these little like rowing boats. There's tons of people out there. There's also like really, really big boats that look like houseboats out there. A lot going on that lake. Even though we did have other stuff planned to do here, we obviously can't do that because we missed our first train, but that's okay because the lake was definitely the #1 spot that we had to visit here. So I'm really, really thankful that we still got to visit it and see the beautiful mountains and the lake, and now we already have to head back to the metro to get to the high-speed train station because we are riding first class this time and we will actually have seats, which is great.
We've made it inside the Hangzhou train station, and there's just as many people as the Shanghai, and everything looks pretty much the same, at least all the check-in areas and security, so there's no reason to get confused because we're just doing the same thing that we've already done on our first train, but this time we're in first class, so we're gonna have a much more comfortable ride.
I really hope we can sit together. We don't have seats together, but we're gonna ask one of the people sitting next to us if they'll switch with us so that we can be together. Filming's gonna be awkward if we're not sitting together. The person sitting next to me has family next to her on the other side of the aisle, so we couldn't switch.
The same for me too.
Sad. So we're separated, but we can still talk through our little hole right here. It is crazy how smooth this train feels, even though we're going so fast. There's like no bumps or jerks, but then you look out the window and we're moving so fast. And these chairs are so big and nice and comfy and cozy. Like, you can lean it so far back, I seriously feel like I could fall asleep. It's really, really nice. And there's tons of leg room. Overall, this journey has been great so far.
What Jenny's saying about the big seats is so true. They were able to make these seats bigger than the second class ones because there's only 4 seats per row, and on second class there's 5. And so we could tell that even though we didn't have a seat on that one, people were a little bit cramped in there, and we don't have to deal with people standing in our carriage either, so that's nice. And I did recently learn that there actually is business class on this train too. I don't know where they're sitting, but I got to see a picture of what the layout looked like, and it was 1 seat on one side and then maybe 2 on the other, maybe it's just 1, and so they have a lot of space to relax and hang out. But I found out that the tickets were a lot more expensive for business class than in first class. In business class, they were about $35 to $40 per person, and then for the first class, it's only about like $12 to $15, and then with second class, it's only like $8 to $10. So, I mean, it's very affordable to be able to get on a train like this and go about an hour away. I'm sure it's more expensive the longer you go. You want anything from the cart?
Ooh, there's a cart. Are they selling snacks?
They just passed.
I was so in my own little zone. I've been loving just watching the farmers work on their crops out here. It's just so different than Shanghai. It's so much fun and just so much farmland. We made it to Shanghai!
Overall, even though this day was a little bit chaotic and we were probably at fault for that, this was still really fun to just get on a train, go explore a new place that we haven't seen before. Just looking out the window is really cool too, seeing just a completely different side of China than just a really big city.
And these seats were so nice and comfy, definitely recommend. So we will see you guys in our next video. We're gonna go sleep for 20 hours.